What's up, everyone? I'm back. This is Gail Dudley, and it is time for News in Motion. Did you miss me? That's what I want to know because I surely missed you. Although it was just 2 days out of last week, I still missed all of you doing what I had to do. But I'm back. I supplied some recordings for you. Those where some of you said you really enjoyed them. We made sure that the recordings were out there. But I will say that I missed you. So let me know if you miss me those 2 days. And I just don't know what you're going to do when we do our full month in August. So just come on in here, y'all. Y'all, we welcome spring on yesterday. Hello, spring. So I have a question for all of you. I see you, Camille and Jeffrey Allen James and Katrina. I have a question for all of you, and I want you to fill the thread up with this, with the answer to this question. Good morning, Camille Jones. Listen. Now that spring has sprung, what are your plans? What are your plans? For me, my plans are really focusing on freedom. I look at spring as a time for freedom. So what are your plans? Go ahead, put in the chat. What are your plans now that spring has sprung? I see you, Pastor Alex and Dana Mosley and Dr. Antoinette. Good morning, John Gore and Karen and Lori and Deborah. Let me know. Spring. When I think about spring, I think about freedom. Yeah, I really do. I think about, let's just put the windows down. Let's just enjoy life. We don't have to bundle up as much or anything like that. What are you doing now that spring has sprung? Camille said, connecting with family in her garden. I like that. Good morning, Shirley. Yes, Deborah, I missed all of you too. It was just 2 days, but I did miss you all. Hopefully you all were checking out the recordings. I saw a lot of you on there because I did peek in to see who was on there. And some of you all were commenting. I tried to make it clear that it was a pre-recorded news that we put up there. Good morning, Kim Edmondson. So now that spring has sprung, what is it that you're going to do? Go ahead and fill up the chat. Let us know what you're going to do this spring. Camille says, but definitely excited to do something different. I feel alive again. I love that. I love that. Y'all, today is Monday, March the 21st, 2022, and it is time for the weekend recap on News in Motion. I am your host, Gail Dudley. Whether you are listening by audio or video or listening to the replay, I am just so grateful that you have allowed me a little bit of time with you today. Y'all, we got a lot to go, so let's get this party started. I see you, Deborah Johnson and Latrice Jones. I see my brother on here as well. Y'all are saying gardening, taking long walks and gardening. Y'all like that garden stuff, plant a garden. Y'all just serious about this gardening. Pastor Alex said, hopefully declutter. Yep, been there, done that. I see you, my brother and my sister. And let's see, Kim Edmondson says she still loves the intro. Thank you, girl. Karen says, plant seeds of love into her grandbabies. I like that as well. I love that. All right, y'all. So again, yesterday, spring has sprung. And I look at this time as a time of freedom. And y'all, we are midway through Lent. So if you decided to join in any capacity when it comes to Lent, just keep it going. Don't throw in the towel. Even if you've messed up, don't worry about it. Just jump back on and keep on going. Y'all want us to continue to push forward with eliminating debt. Y'all don't stop. Whether you have $5 to put down on your debt, $10, $100, $1,000, whatever that is, do whatever you can to continue to decrease your debt. Our goal is Easter 2022. Many of you have been writing in saying that your credit score has been increasing. Hello, somebody. That's what we're talking about. Many of you are saying you're paying off debt. Some of you have said that you paid off 2 or 3 credit cards. Some of you have said that you paid off you have a zero balance on your debt. So congratulations to you. Just keep it going. If you are vulnerable and you want to share in the chat some things that you have done to start knocking away your debt, excuse me, please do so. What's up, Kimberly Grave? What's up? Yeah, now I gotta back up just for a moment because I see Kimberly in here. Now listen. I know I told y'all I was going to be gone 2 days. Y'all are some spoiled followers, but I love you. I love you for that. Many of you were like, where are you? Why do I have a second day of recording? Y'all crack me up. But again, I missed you all as well. Now, y'all, next up, after we eliminate this debt, we're going into wealth building. We are going into wealth building. Our goal here at News in Motion is not to leave anyone behind. So if you need help, reach out to us. We'll connect you with people who can help. Dr. Kim Carter, Kim Edmondson, and others are here to help you on this journey. Good morning, Felicia. Miss you, girl. I see you, Cherie. All right, y'all, Patreon. If you are a Patreon member, all of you should have received a special gift from me on yesterday. So make sure you check your Patreon. In there was a book valued at $34.97 that I was led to give to all of you. Again, y'all, that's the PDF. That's the digital version. Please do not copy and please do not forward. That is just for you. We are wrapping up Patreon when it comes to News in Motion. The Gail Dudley brand will take over. You have a choice to stay on Patreon and support the Gail Dudley brand, or you can choose to say, okay, she's moving News in Motion somewhere else. You can choose to do that. But hear me, it's your account. I cannot delete you. You will have to delete yourself. The tiers will change. The tiers will change come March the 31st. We're still working on what those tiers will look like, but we wanted to let you know. Kimberly Gray says, thank you for the gift. You are welcome. All right, y'all. Our goal here at News in Motion, we just want to reiterate this, is to give you news headlines and a focused story like you will see today. We encourage you to listen to those headlines that interest you and then go and do your own research. Don't just take our word for it. In breaking news today, we have an airline that I believe killed 123 people. I'm trying to wait for the new breaking news to come on. This story is still unfolding. Airline crashed in China. So again, that's all the information I have at this moment. That story is continuing to unfold. I'm sure it's on all the news networks this morning. So take a look at that. On Council on Foreign Affairs, UN Secretary Council votes to renew mission in Afghanistan. Without using the word Taliban, the Security Council adopted a resolution to allow the United Nations to continue its humanitarian, political, and human rights work in Afghanistan. In Pakistan, a senior lawmaker from one prime minister party, I don't know what this is, members, they're voting against Klan in an upcoming no confidence vote, signaling that it will be difficult for him to hold on to power. Thank you very much, Dominic. Prime Minister Imran Khan's party, boom, there it is, said that at least 24 party members plan to vote against him in an upcoming no confidence vote, signaling that it will be difficult for him to hold on to power. Isn't it good to have people to have your back? Because I was like, I don't know what they're saying, and all of a sudden it came in there. 187 wounded in the latest Sudan anti-coup protests. The Sudan Doctors Committee said riot police used tear gas on protesters yesterday during the latest of near daily demonstrations in the wake of Sudan's October coup. Y'all, in Togo, Google announced that its internet cable between Portugal and several African countries is set to reach Africa this month, landing in Togo. So there's our headlines with the Council on Foreign Affairs. Here in the U.S., White House press is reporting statement by President Joe Biden on the passing of Congressman Don Young. He goes on, he starts the statement by saying, I knew Don Young for a long time. He always stayed true to who he was and the people of Alaska. He represented tough, loyal, and a consensus builder. He did pass away over the weekend, going from the Capitol to his home. So we just want to continue to send up prayers to his wife, Ann. This is President Biden again. Jill and I send our prayers to his wife, Ann, and to his daughters and the entire Young family and to the people of Alaska. Then he says, may God bless Don Young. All right, y'all. The House voted to strip Russia of preferential trade status over the weekend after the House of Representatives voted 424-8. That's a bipartisan move for real to approve the measure. Now it's going to Chuck Schumer to see what he could do within the Senate. All right, y'all. Y'all can say what y'all want to, but I want y'all to remember something. This is not to incite fear, but I want y'all to remember something. The coronavirus started in China. It's not anything the old occupant said, but that's where they first found it. The World Health Organization said that's where it all began. And that's still unfolding. They're still doing reports on that. But I need to report this today, again, not to incite fear by any means, but Hong Kong exceeds 1 million total COVID-19 cases. Health officials reported more than 20,000 confirmed cases and more than 200 deaths on Friday. The highest it has been since the beginning. The city's morgues are also running out of space, with the total deaths surpassing 5,000. Just want to put that out there. Just want to remind you all. Now, BBC News is reporting that the United Kingdom COVID-19 infections are on the rise again, driven by more infectious version of the Omicron variant. They're calling it BA2. Some are calling it the Deltacron variant. So I'm just putting this out there. You do what you want to do, but that is out there. There's been several alerts that come into us, and we wanted to share them with you all as well. Let's see. MK Walker. Good morning, Gail. My daughter, Nawana Turner, introduced me to you. What's up, MK? Tell Nawana we said hello. So glad to have you on here with us this morning. Yes, Kim Edmondson, the virus is still here, y'all. The virus is still here. It is. Speaking of Nawana sharing that with her mother, I need all of you to hit that share button, y'all. That's free. Invite somebody to come see what it is that we're doing. Cherie says, Gail E. Dudley, that's what I'm saying. Pay attention, people. Listen, pay attention. I'm serious. Pay attention. If I would only share with you all, and I know what I should share and what I shouldn't share, I use discernment too. Listen. If I could show y'all even 30 pages alerts that I've received in the last maybe 28 30 hours when it comes to the coronavirus, y'all would mask up and y'all go get back in line and get the shot if you believe in the shot. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm like, bring on booster number 4, because what I'm reading, not today. All right, y'all. USA Today is reporting that Texas wildfires prompted hundreds of evacuations. Multiple wildfires burned through at least 70 square miles of the land in Eastland County, Texas, where about 18,000 people live. There's about 475 homes in the town of Gorman, and a nursing home in the town of Rising Star were evacuated. Y'all, also from USA Today, there was a total of 1,000 gallons of diesel fuel thieves allegedly siphoned from the gas station in Texas. Yeah, let me slow down. I don't want to say that real fast. I want y'all to hear what I just said. 1,000 gallons of diesel fuel thieves allegedly siphoned from a gas station in Texas. The family-owned gas station claims the thieves took about $5,000 worth of fuel using a trap door inside of a minivan. Listen, if you know how to set up a trap door inside of a minivan, go start you a business, because you're pretty brilliant. You're pretty brilliant. So let's fix this. Let's fix this up. Y'all, and NASA government is reporting that NASA space launch system successfully rolled into Cape Canaveral launch pad for final test before uncrewed moon mission. Say that real fast. Craft will, this crew will ultimately be used to return Americans to the moon. So that's happening. Yeah. Y'all, I got to put this image up here. So Isaiah, grab this Starbucks image. Y'all, Starbucks in Volvo. How amazing is this? Y'all, I got to give the image credit to Motor Trend. But listen, y'all, they have teamed up. Starbucks and Volvo has teamed up. So if you're a Volvo person, you like Starbucks, and you can ready to buy the electric vehicle, you go for it. Y'all, this is Volvo Car USA Newsroom that's reporting. Thank you, Isaiah. Volvo Car USA and Starbucks are collaborating to establish the first public electric vehicle charging network in the Coffee Company USA stores beginning this summer, powered by ChargePoint. Stop right there. I said, well, Elon Musk, you weren't thinking. Y'all, that's brilliant. To put a charging station at the Starbucks or at a coffee house, that was brilliant. Many of Teslas are outside, like a Kroger or a grocery store or some shopping area where you can go shop. That's smart too. But people don't leave the coffee shop. So just think about that. I thought that was brilliant, and I wanted to share that with you all. Gas prices, I think many of us going to go to electric cars. All right, y'all. Will this become a buyer's market? Well, looks like it. Yahoo Financing and CNBC reporting is pretty much saying, these are my words. All right, sellers, move out the way because the buyers are about to come. Y'all, a U.S. existing home sales declined 7.2% in February. Y'all, we're talking about wealth building soon here on News in Motion. So this is your opportunity. Y'all, the median sale price of $357,000 is just up a little bit at 15% over in February. But the houses are not selling within 24, 48, or 72 hours. There are many houses that are now in the market up to 100, 115, 134, 204 days. So there's a shift that's taking place. So you've been having your eye on an area that you want to start investing in and building up. I think your opportunity is about to unfold. Y'all, $4,000, just think of that. The number $4,000, the price of nearly 100-year-old bottle of cognac. A Bay Area woman swiped from a steakhouse. Yeah, she's like, it's my opportunity. I'm gonna grab this. Her family eventually returned the bottle and is now banned from the establishment. Yeah. Pastor Alex says 60 Minutes reported the total opposite last night. The total of what? Tell me what you're talking about, Pastor Alex. Let me know what you're talking about, Pastor Alex. Total of what? What are you referring to? I got to remember that y'all lag behind me, the way that the stream goes. So, Pastor Alex, let me know what you're talking about. While you're pulling that in there, y'all, let me talk about Kanye West. He was pulled from the Grammy Awards performance lineup over concerning online behavior. He was pulled. The housing market. Well, this came from, let me tell you where this came from. This came from Yahoo Finance and CNBC. That's what they said. So, but now you're going to have me digging a little bit more. That's why I say, y'all hear something, go dig for yourself. Don't take my word for it. But yeah, so that's interesting. That 60 Minutes says something different. Yeah, but Yahoo Finance and CNBC was reporting 7.2% decline in February. So we're going to see. Let's do some research and find out what the bottom line is. All right, y'all. Kanye West was pulled from Grammy Awards performances lineup over concerning online behavior. West is nominated for 5 2022 Grammys. Now, a rep for the artist confirms to Variety that the reps for the Recording Academy and CBS, which presents the Grammys, did not immediately respond to requests for comments. But they're like, no, Even Steve Harvey has come in, because I didn't know he was going at it with D.L. Hughley. Now Steve Harvey has jumped in. I don't know what's happening with Kanye, but y'all, here's what I believe. Instead of just looking at the drama that's happening, we need to pray for him and pray for his soon-to-be ex-wife and for their children, because something's going on here. Let me see. Kim Edmondson says, if you're going to swipe the good stuff. Oh, you're talking about the wine. I see what you're saying. Pastor Alex said, they said that corporate investors are pricing out the first-time home buyers. Now, that is true. Now, I'm going to speak to that. I was, I got to be careful I say this. I was with a young lady in Georgia a couple weekends ago. And no matter what was happening, no matter what bids this person was putting down on a home, investors were coming and grabbing it. So this person was outbid, I don't know, over, I think it's now up to 9 houses. So that is happening. And y'all, and thank you, Pastor Alex, for bringing that up. And I think that's where, I don't think, that's where I want us to talk about. Because even I'm going to bring a story in tomorrow. It wasn't ready today. And I'm sure you probably have already seen it. Start doing your research on it now. How Wells Fargo Bank was declining Black applicants for the refinancing or for houses. It's a horrific story, y'all. That's out there. Look at that as well. But that goes also to our wealth building that I want us to get to, and where we start buying up stuff together. I don't know if Hester's on here or not, but y'all, we need to do something as well. These investors, now here's the other part of that, Pastor Alex, when we were looking at this, because I was asking this young lady's realtor, what's really going on here? And she says a lot of these investors are not even in the country. They're calling in, they're singing something, they're doing some crazy bid and outbidding people. It is crazy. It is really crazy. So we are going to talk about that piece on tomorrow. Kim Edmondson says the market is still hot. Y'all saying take y'all seat. Yes, Tiffany, pray for him. Camille says that was me last year with the house. It's a lot. It is a lot. Shirley saying investors are buying them and then renting them out for a lot of money. They're doing that. And then there's a new game. I don't know a lot about this either. I'm going to hopefully share this on tomorrow as well. We're going to bring on Kenny. But the other thing that's happening a lot is that there are people who have learned the Airbnb game, where people are renting homes or condos like a 12-year lease, but then they are Airbnb-ing them out. I'm like, how do you do that when you're under a lease? But people are learning how to work some system. I'm like, this is crazy. But that's what's happening. Pastor Alex said one of the biggest corporate investors are from Canada. They were the realtor of this young lady I know was saying it was out of the country. I didn't know it was just Canada. But this is what's happening. So y'all, we need to strategize, if I can say that. We need to strategize. And Kim Evans said that's a legit strategy. Yeah, that's what's happening with Airbnb. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? So y'all, we're going to have a great conversation tomorrow when we're talking about this housing. And then I'll give you reasons why we vote when we come to that. All right, enough from me. Let me bring on Kenny. I'll be back in a few moments with a focus story. So let's go. Hey, Kenny, what's up?
What's happening? How y'all doing?
We're good. Hey, before you start reporting, let me bring up this thing from Dr. Antoinette. She said the Netflix special, y'all, Dirty Money, starts with Wells Fargo. And that is true. Y'all want to check that out on Netflix. That's just, it's a documentary. Y'all want to check that out. Thank you for that. All right, go ahead, Kenny. I'm giving it over to you.
Hey, News and Motion family. Good morning. How y'all doing? Welcome to Game Over with me, Kenny Stanley. Well, was y'all's bracket thrown in the trash like mine was this weekend after Thursday? I had to throw it away. Every year, we end up with a new Cinderella. And this year is no different. We have a new Cinderella on the market, and they go by the name of St. Petersburg College. I didn't know where it was, never heard of the school. They're a little Division I school in New Jersey. They got about 38,000 students. They jumped into the NCAA tournament this year, put on their slippers, and then they turned around and knocked off Kentucky on Thursday. Sent Kentucky packing. They beat Kentucky 85-79. Then they turned around and beat Murray State 70-60. I read somewhere that Giants do fall. Well, that goes to show you that no matter how big your opponent is, give it your best shot and let them fall where they fall. That wasn't the only upset on Thursday. There were two more that made me throw my bracket away. The first one was New Mexico. They sent UConn packing. I know that kind of made my wife upset. She's a UConn fan, but UConn went home Thursday. Then I got to give it up to that team up north. They beat. They turned around and beat. Who they beat? I got it down. Who they beat? Who they beat? Who they beat? They turned around and they beat Tennessee. Sent Tennessee home. Then they turned around and not only did they beat Tennessee, they beat. I'm mixed up in my notes here. I got it somewhere. Well, I can't remember who it was they beat, but they won 2 in a row. They on their way to the Sweet 16. I want to give a shout out to Juwan Howard. People wrote him off after an incident that he had a few weeks ago. He was suspended for the last 5 games, and a lot of people jumped out at him, and they said he should have been fired, never allowed to coach again. Let me say this: let your haters be their haters. Don't let people define you by your past mistakes. That just happened. It's something that happened. Know who you are. Let it show out. Let it show who you really are by what you do. I say that to say this: after Michigan beat Tennessee, one of the Tennessee players was heartbroken, and yeah, of course you put everything into it to get to where you are. Juwan Howard went, picked him up, hugged him, and consoled him. And a lot of people were saying it was fake. No, that's who Juwan Howard really is. He's been like that all his life. He just had a mess up where he put his hands on somebody, and I did report that a few weeks ago when he slapped a coach. But that's just something that happened. Don't let your past mistakes let people define who you are. On the women's side, oh wait a minute, hold on. On the women, OSU got their first win in the first round for the first time in some years. I was shocked. I was kind of happy for them, but I was shocked. I said, Ohio State won. I can't believe they got out of the first round. They beat Loyola of Chicago 54-41. But just like they've been doing all season, up and down, up and down. They turned around yesterday, didn't have no offense whatsoever. They looked horrible yesterday, and they lost to Villanova 71-61. I just don't get it. Maybe one day they'll get it right. On the women's side, well, it's been going pretty much like it's supposed to been going, but there was one upset. South Dakota turned around and knocked off Baylor 61-47. That was a big surprise for everybody. The team I'm going for on the women's side, South Carolina, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They broke off Howard Friday night. They beat Howard 79-21. At one point in time, that game was 40-something to 9 or something like that. I'm like, oh my goodness, why did Howard even show up? But you got to show up and play the game. So, and then they turned around, they beat Miami yesterday 49-33. In the NBA, looks like the only thing LeBron is going to be celebrating this year is that he is now the second leading scorer or most points all time in the NBA. For somebody who's not really a scorer, that's a big accomplishment for him to do what he does. And now he is the second all time on the scoring list behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. In the NFL, there were some big moves this weekend, but nothing was bigger than what the Cleveland Browns did. They sold everything to get this man, Deshaun Watson, who was embroiled in a sex case that turned around. They had to drop the charges because nothing could be proved. Nothing was proven. Deshaun Watson signed a contract for 5 years for $230 million, fully guaranteed. Pay that man his money. He is now a Cleveland Brown, and this might be an upswing for Cleveland because they turned around. They did earlier, like a week before, they got Amari Cooper. So he has somebody to throw the ball to. They got Amari Cooper out of Dallas. I don't know what Dallas was thinking, but that's just how my team does sometimes. They give up people. I don't understand. But he got Amari Cooper to throw to. He got 2 of the best running backs in the game. Only thing Cleveland need to do is fix that line. Cleveland may have something this year. Oh well, so much for the mistake by the lake. They should be all right though. I want everybody to continue to keep Brittany Griner in prayer. She is still locked up. They extended her time. They extended it for a few more, another month. She won't go to trial. She won't have a pre-trial until May. So keep her in your prayers. Yes, this is political. I don't care what nobody say. Russia did what they did to her, and if she is convicted of what they say she did, she is facing a 10-year max sentence in a Russian prison. So keep her in prayer. That's sports. Game over. Back to Gail for some more news.
Thank you so much, Kenny.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, let me get to today's focus story and then we'll get to the inspirational message and we're out of here. CNN Business is reporting. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? You ready for this? Y'all, the three of the country's largest credit reporting agencies are removing nearly 70% of medical debt from consumer credit reports. The company announced its joint statement on Friday, y'all. Yep. Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion will eliminate billions of dollars from the accounts of consumers who face unexpected medical bills that they were unable to pay. Now, in a quote, it says medical collection debts are often arises from unforeseen medical circumstances. These changes are another step we're taking to help people across the United States focus on their financial and personal well-being. Y'all, we're talking about nearly $88 billion of medical debts on consumer credit records as of June 2021. That's just last year. We're not even a year into this yet. Y'all, it says it's the most common debt collection credit account on credit reports. That's what they're saying. Black, Hispanic, young, low-income consumers are most likely to be impacted by this medical debt. Starting July 1st, paid medical collection debt will no longer be included on consumer credit reports. Millions of Americans had credit scores previously lowered because of the debts paid after being sent to collection. They could appear on the credit report for up to 7 years, but expect the changes. It will now take about a year before an unpaid medical collection debt appears on a consumer's report instead of just 6 months as the previous standard. Now, the three companies also said that starting in the first half of 2023, medical collection debt less than $500 will no longer be included on credit reports. Why did we vote? This is the focus story, and this is what I want y'all to hear. Number one, there will have to be watch people over these changes. So if this is something that's a love or a passion of yours, look at it as an opportunity. Could be a business opportunity, credit counseling, whatever that looks like. Number two, advocates to ensure that there are no disparities among communities. We have to advocate. We have to be those watch people. We have to advocate. Number three, we have to understand the regulations. Okay, so when we put people in the office, we need to have a clear understanding of what are the regulations, how soon will these things roll off, and what do we need to do? What action do we need to take to be participants of this? Number four, the candidates in office who will try to change this new policy or standard. There are already candidates coming out saying they're going to try to change this. Y'all need to sit down somewhere. It is time. We are dealing with an unjust system. And it's time for us to change that narrative. And then finally, we need to also identify the lobbyists. Who are the lobbyists out there that are going to try to make sure this does not happen? Y'all, it's happening. They're saying there's no turning back. This is happening. But y'all, we vote for those 5 things I just shared with you. Who are the watch people? We're voting for these people who put these other people in place. Who are the advocates? What are the regulations? How is it spelled out? What are the loopholes? All of this information. Y'all, we read the surface of an article, but we have to dig deeper to get to the root of what is really going on. The candidates, even if somebody is running for an office, we need to ask. This is one of the questions we now need to be asking. And then identify the lobbyists, because the lobbyists are those who make things happen. Y'all know we used to do For the Win. Real quick, I have a For the Win. I believe Isaiah has the picture. Y'all, this is a teen. These are 2 teenagers, one 17 and one 18. This image is from Yahoo News United Nations. United Kingdoms, excuse me, Avi Schiffman and Marco Bernstein. On March the 3rd, 3 days and only 5 hours of sleep later, they launched the Ukraine Takes Shelter, a site in 12 languages where Ukrainian refugees fleeing war can immediately find hosts and spare rooms. Unused resort condos, mother-in-law apartments, and school dormitories. Now they have a quote: if somebody has a couch available and can support a refugee, all you have to do is go to the site and they'll match the people up. And if somebody has an entire house, they can put the site and support a family on this site. Y'all, these were teenagers. Y'all, in the first week, more than 4,000 potential hosts around the world, including the United States, have offered a place to stay in Ukraine Take Shelter, and said Schiffman. So he's 17, noting that the number of hosts grows each day. So y'all get the win for this amazing idea and for doing what you're doing. Y'all, here's my inspirational message: run to Jesus. Run to Jesus. Y'all, in the book, The Sugar Fast, one of the books that I'm doing over these 40 days of Lent, it talked about how we run to things and that things that we are replacing with the things that we've given up, whether that's social media. So instead of sugar, instead of going to get some dessert, you run into social media. Instead of going to get a glass of mimosa, you're going to television. I'm talking about myself too, y'all. Instead of doing something, instead of giving up those sugary sodas, we are scrolling our phones, etc. That we are running to other things to replace going to what a fast is all about, and that's prayer to God. Y'all, fasting comes with prayer. That's what it comes with. That's why I actually struggle with what's it called, intermediate or whatever it's called, fasting, intermittent fasting. Is that what it's called? Whatever it's called. Anyway, I struggle with that. It's like, okay, that's cool, but you can't leave out prayer when it comes to fasting. So y'all, instead of dealing with our addictions, I'm gonna call them what I'm gonna call them. Instead of dealing with our addictions, we tend to cover them up with a new flavor of choice. All right, so I said I was going to give up sugar. Well, let me now spend more time on the phone. Well, no, the point is you're giving up something and you're replacing that. When you're having a hard time and you're fighting it, you're replacing that by running to Jesus. Where you're saying, God, I don't know why I have this struggle. I don't know why I have this addiction, but God, I want to be delivered from this. So let me just develop an intimate relationship with you. Instead of running to sugar, I'm going to run to you because I know you're here for me. Y'all, I am suggesting today that when you find yourself establishing a new habit, whether that's a good habit or bad habit, ask yourself, number one, what are you avoiding? You got to just really be quiet with yourself. That's a place of prayer. God, what am I avoiding? Why am I running to other things when I'm supposed to be coming to you and opening up the Bible to get a word from you? What am I avoiding? Am I avoiding your truth? Are those the things I'm avoiding? And then ask yourself, well, why am I not turning to Jesus quickly? Why am I in a wrestle here? Why am I not just simply turning to him, falling on my knees, falling on my face, asking God to help me? The other question, number 3, is what or why are you afraid? Yep, I raised that question. What are you afraid of? Why are you afraid? Are you afraid that God is going to show you your true self and you're not ready to see it? I'm encouraging you over these last, I believe we're at 20 days left to this, 20 days left to Lent. These last days of Lent, I'm asking you to really strip yourself, go deep and get to the root of what's really going on. Y'all, so often we mask ourselves. We just put on a new mask. All right, I'm not eating sugar, so let me put on a new mask. I'm not going to gossip, let me put on a new mask. I'm not going to whatever it is, whatever your addiction is, let me put on a new mask. And we fake it. And we do some things. And it's like, that's not the point of Lent. That's not the point of fast. The point isn't really eliminating the food that we eat. We choose to do those things. The point is to have a deeper, more intimate relationship with Jesus. That's really what we're doing here. That's what we're doing. So, y'all, I'm going to encourage you these last 20 days of Lent, 21 or 20 days of Lent, run to Jesus. Somebody asked a question. I want to answer it. Someone said they looked at the calendar from March the 2nd to April 17th. They said, y'all, that's more than 40 days. Well, technically, Sundays For some people, it's Fridays. Those days don't count, which means you can technically come off Lent those days, but I go all the way through. Many people go all the way through. So it's usually that Friday, because on Friday, that's where you see the fish coming out everywhere. On Friday or on Sunday, people then just kind of relax their Lent. That's why you're counting more days. For the longest, I wasn't aware of that either. I think it's been the past 4 or 5 years. I said, oh, you don't count those days, but I do it anyway. I'm going all in because if I come off, it's over. It's over. Y'all know what I say, y'all. Stay well. And until tomorrow, News in Motion. I am your host, Gail Dudley. Remember, y'all, let's make some bold moves. I'm out.